Hi everyone, delonewolf here, and welcome to EVE Online Citadel. So this is going to be the first video of the Citadel expansion. Now this is on day one, so the patch basically just hit TQ. I got back from work and I managed to get in without too much trouble. So of course the first thing that I wanted to do was get going on my Astra's blueprint so that I could start the manufacturing. But as you can see right here, I have let's see here, I have all of the input materials, but the start button remained red and an activity skill requirement was not met. So there was a bit of panic, but it turns out that it's decently alright. I just need outpost construction level 1, which is being trained right now and will be finished in less than 4 minutes. So I'll be able to get started on the first Astraeus in just a few minutes, which is pretty damn cool. But maybe before I do that, let's talk a little bit about the deployment here so far. So obviously the extended downtime was extended some more because CCP had some problems with I think it was the database update. But for me personally, I came back home at around I think it was 1300 EVE time, something like that. And I got on no problem. So by that time all the problems were already resolved. I patched the client, got in and could get to work straight away on finding an Astraeus blueprint. Now really luckily for me, the Astraeus blueprint, if I go for the market details, is purchasable here in Lower Debil in the Cameltech corporation or stations, and that is great because this is actually where I wanted to park my Astraeus blueprint because I can do research in this station. So that was really very convenient for me. All I really had to do was move the structure components needed to build the Astraeus rather than have to risk a move with a 6 billion ISK blueprint original. So that was definitely not something I'd researched beforehand, but just worked out really well. After that, of course, I wanted to build my Astraeus straight away, but since I forgot to train the skill, I figured it out on CC that I needed the skill. I bought and injected the skill, but I forgot to train it to level 1. So that cost me an extra 2 hours. But I also bought a few other blueprint originals, and so I think the reprocessing facility, that was only 400 million, I think. Not even that, 160 million, very affordable, and that will basically just allow me to create my own reprocessing facility, and I think add that to the Astraeus blueprint copy package that I'm planning to create. Then we also have the anti-subcapital missile launchers, which was I think another 300 million actually. You know, I think this makes most sense for high sec, so I'm planning to go with that in the high slots for the Astraeus at first, and then you know, something for the mid slots as well. I went with the ECM one. I think that's just the most annoying, and when it comes to being outnumbered, I think that this one will probably help your Citadel survive the longest from all the E-War that's available on the Citadel. So I still need to think of something for the low slots, but after that really the focus is going to be on building up the large Citadel and getting everything ready for that. And to be honest, it's going to be a little bit of work. So for instance, when it comes to the structures themselves, of course, the Fortizar blueprint, 70 billion, that's not for my wallet, that's a little bit too much for me, and so I'll be waiting for a blueprint copy to be somewhat affordable, so that I can get started on building the Fortizar that I want. But not only that, when it comes to, let's see here, structure equipment, service modules, here is the market hub. The blueprint original for a market hub is 7 billion ISK. Yeah, quite a little bit of ISK right there, even more than the Astraeus blueprint that I bought myself. So that means that I also will be looking for a blueprint copy of a market hub, or possibly, depending on the actual cost, I may just save up some money and then skill trading just completed and buy the market hub itself straight from the market if those become available. But yes, with the 7 billion ISK price tag just for the blueprint original of these market hubs, it's probably going to take a while before either the blueprint copies become available or the market hubs become available themselves. So pretty interesting. This does clearly show that the Strauss, the smallest citadels, are decently doable and affordable. We're talking 6 billion for the blueprint original. The blueprint copies will be available quite quickly and will go down in price very quickly as well. And around 2 billion ISK for materials. So that's this stuff right here. You can see practically 2 billion. That's still doable. Even for a solo player, it's a nice goal to work towards. A small corporation can easily get this together. But moving from this to a large citadel with your own market hub is really a major step up, and I think it's going to be a real challenge for me to be able to get this done in any decently low time frame. So I'm really giving myself the entire summer. I'm basically hoping that I can get the Fortizar running before. Let's go back here to the Fortizar blueprint, that I can get a Fortizar and a market hub running before the production structures come out. So it's still going to be quite a bit of work, a bit of looking for the right blueprint copies, the opportunities. I still have to get some of these structure components together and things like that as well. But it's an interesting experience. It's definitely something that I'm willing to go for. And yeah, that's basically the first part of the plan and what I've done since the Citadel expansion hit. So that skill has trained. I'm not training level 2, 9 hours, not really a big loss. So I'll just do that. But we should be able to start the construction of our Strauss blueprint. And I can already see it's in orange. That's pretty damn awesome. So here again, you can see that I'm actually just increasing the material efficiency of the other blueprints that I bought that are related to citadels. Only 5, so that I can actually get started on producing this stuff when my Strauss comes out, which is in 3 days and 13 hours. So somewhere around the weekend, I should be able to just basically anchor up the Strauss. By then I should also easily have some missile launchers, reprocessing facility, and some ECM to go with that one. So let's get started here. 23.4 million ISK. Yeah, it costs something, but honestly compared to 6 billion price tag for the original, that's quite doable. So let's just press start here, and here we go. 3 days, 12 hours, 59 minutes, and the Strauss will be ready to be deployed somewhere. And yeah, that's awesome. This is of course the advantage of going on CC, reading the patch notes, reading the dev blogs and all of that good stuff. You can be ready when the expansion itself hits, except of course that I did forget to train outpost construction. But okay, 2 hours is not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, my upcoming plans, probably buy a few more blueprint originals that I think could help round out my Strauss, so that I don't need to hunt for blueprint copies or go buy too much stuff from the market. And after that, deploy the Strauss, get that one up and running, replace the POS, and then all the efforts will be pooled towards the large citadel. Now, before that, I also quickly want to undock a thing here and show you guys the reprocessing change. It's something that was mentioned in the dev blogs, but a lot of people in the help channel seems to be a little bit surprised by this. So let's head over there. My first tip from this point on, honestly, I would say try to get used to the tactical camera view. Because it is improving all the time. So what has changed here is definitely that you now have a clear range indication on your weapons right here. So that is something that will be very helpful. And of course, yeah, with the tactical overlay like this, it's not so overwhelming. You don't have the big bright sphere that was very intrusive before. This feels like something that you can get used to, and if at some point you're planning to go for like capitals or super capitals and things like that, it becomes a must to be used to playing in the tactical camera view. So I would definitely highly recommend that you basically try to run this as often as possible. Although of course I am also used a lot more to just be in the orbit camera and look around like that. With the tactical camera, you've got the overlay, you've got somewhat more information, but it looks a lot less clustered. or cluttered, and now of course it has some very neat little features here that could really help you out. So let's get back, and I think I actually want to head towards the boss to show you guys the reprocessing, yeah, which is actually still a jump out from SS Gamma. So we'll quickly head over there as well. No problem. Yeah, on the deployment of the expansion, it is not bug-free. There is in fact a forum topic with a lot of bugs, including apparently the Titans having the ability to spool up their super weapons while in warp, which gives them, of course, quite an unfair advantage, because they can, if they time this correctly, do some drive-bys that you cannot escape. So that's, of course, not really the idea behind it, but on the other hand, considering the size of the expansion, the size of the new content here, I'm really pleased with what I've experienced myself so far. I'm sure if you are a capital and a super capital pilot, maybe you won't be as content with everything and all the bugs that are related. Also some of the functionality that is delayed, such as not being able to be bumped when you're tied to a Citadel and things like that, are of course annoyances that are quite understandable for such expensive ships as a super capital or a Titan, but yeah, just I think if you play long enough that you're in a Titan or a super capital, then I do think that that you know to be careful enough when it comes to all of that. But for me here, for someone that is fully supporting Upwell, you can see that I also went with the Upwell logo behind my character. Yeah, this is a really good deployment, not too buggy, no crashes, smooth patching, and of course the ability to get started on my first Citadel right away. So what has changed for the reprocessing, of course, is that there's no longer a fee that is counted in minerals, but it's now straight up an ISK fee. So the best way to show that, I think, is just to take like 10,000 Veldspar, because the amount of titanium you get from that, it's divided by 3, is really precise. And so now if I press reprocess, I don't get an in-between window, but let me show you what happens. Reprocess, and it's reprocessed to 30,328 titanium, which I think is basically the normal maximum yield that you can get from reprocessing in a boss. But then of course what has changed is that over here, holy crap, 2 million? That sounds like quite a lot. Let's see here. That can't be right. Manufacturing job fee, industrial facility tax. Holy crap. The previous one was 63,000 ISK for the exact same thing, and that made a lot more sense than this one. So I'll have to look into that. Honestly, it looks like it's a little bit bugged, because that's quite a lot of tax for just 30,000 titanium, which is only worth 191,000 ISK. Yeah, I'll need to report that, but this is the big change, of course, is that your reprocessing will now straight up cost you money from the wallet rather than minerals from your badge. And for a very new player that doesn't have a lot of ISK, this could potentially yield to some problems. Oh, could it be that it's calculated on everything that was inside the array? I'll have to do some testing on that, and then we'll see if it's an actual bug or not. But that's pretty damn interesting. Anyways, yeah, there you go. Obviously, with an expansion like this, a lot of bugs will still have to be ironed out. But my first Citadel is underway, and I'll keep you guys up to date on everything that happens here. For now, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.